Jerusalem is often called the holiest city on earth, a place every Christian dreams of visiting at least once in their lifetime. This is the place where, according to Christian belief, Jesus was crucified. Whether or not you follow the faith, the image of Jesus suffering on the cross is instantly recognizable almost anywhere in the world. But why crucifixion? To understand that, we need to understand what crucifixion actually was in the Roman world. Crucifixion was one of the harshest public punishments of the Roman era, designed to humiliate, not just to kill. It was reserved mainly for slaves, rebels, and people the authorities wanted to make an example of. Victims were bound or nailed to a wooden cross and left to die slowly, usually from exhaustion or suffocation. So why was this brutal punishment used on Jesus? Largely because he was seen as challenging the authority of Rome itself by being called King of the Jews. According to the Gospels, after roughly 3.5 years of preaching, Jesus knew his time was coming to an end. Religious leaders were reportedly plotting against him, but feared the reaction of the crowds, who saw him as a prophet. According to the Gospels, one of his 12 closest followers, Judas, agreed to betray him, reportedly for 30 pieces of silver. On what would become his final night, Jesus gathered his followers for the Passover meal. He took bread, gave thanks, and shared it with them, establishing what Christians now call the Last Supper. That night, he also gave them a new commandment, to love one another, a bond, he said, that would identify them as his followers. Afterward, Jesus and his followers went to the Garden of Gethsemane, where he prayed alone, deeply troubled by what was to come. Soon after, an armed group arrived to arrest him, reportedly guided there by Judas himself. He was brought before the Jewish High Council, accused of blasphemy, and then handed over to the Roman governor, Pontius Pilate. According to the Gospels, Pilate found no real guilt in him, yet, under pressure from the crowd, he ultimately handed Jesus over to be executed. Historians still debate the exact reasons behind his condemnation, a mix of religious concerns for Jewish leaders and political ones for Rome. In Roman culture, crucifixion was reserved for the most serious offenders, which suggests the charge against him was treated as a serious political threat. As tradition holds, Jesus was made to carry his own cross toward the hill of Golgotha, the site of execution. According to the Gospels, the soldiers forced a bystander, Simon of Cyrene, to help carry the cross part of the way. Jesus was reportedly crucified around 9 in the morning and died by 3 in the afternoon, a process that, according to tradition, lasted about 6 hours. The 4 Gospels also describe 2 other condemned men crucified alongside him that day. In Rome, this punishment was mainly reserved for slaves and rebels. Roman citizens, by contrast, were entitled to the more honorable punishment of beheading. Not every ancient text agrees on the details. Some early writings, like the Gospel of Thomas, don't describe his suffering at all, focusing instead on his teachings. Scholars also still debate a surprisingly basic question. Was he actually nailed to the cross or bound with rope? The only physical archaeological evidence for nailing comes from a single heel bone found in an ancient tomb near Jerusalem. Centuries later, some religious traditions would even challenge whether the crucifixion happened at all. The Quran, for instance, states that Jesus was not crucified at all, and that he was instead raised up to God. For most Christian believers, this act of self-sacrifice is seen as the ultimate expression of love, a devotion that would shape an entire faith for the next 2,000 years. And that's the story behind one of the most recognized images in human history, shaped as much by faith as by the politics of an empire long gone. If you found this story interesting, subscribe to the channel, like and the notification bell to stay updated with great videos. Thank you.